in the Moon Knight trailer, we were given many things to speculate about, and one of them was very big. And it's something today that we're going to be going over, and it's probably going to have big significance to the character of Marc Spector slash Stephen Grant, who has a personality issue, and that's what we're going to be seeing throughout the show. And in today's video is going to be something to do with the snap and it having a big link to the Moon Knight show that we're probably going to see, and will link most things together in the show. So if you do enjoy this video today, please like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. So obviously the Moon Knight trailer's been out for a while now, and I haven't really done anything on it yet. So obviously when trailer 2 comes out, I will be doing a breakdown of that and everything that we see in it, but that's probably not going to be for a while yet. So I'm going to be doing a video on what we saw in the trailer, and it did have everyone talking when obviously Stephen Grant, I'm pretty sure it's probably that version or his personality that's falling. We see that he's in a chase in Stephen, I think Hawks, I think is it Stephen Hawks, the villain in the show. His character is obviously the villain, and he sent people after Marc Spector. And obviously halfway through this, we see in the trailer that Marc Spector switches personality into Stephen Grant, and that obviously has a big impact, as he obviously forgets Stephen Grant about everything that just happened with Marc Spector, so he's confused. Obviously we then see Stephen Grant falling from the cliff screaming, so and that's going to be a big significance, and I do believe that he does get snapped, which does save him. Now there is many things about this that we're going to go over now. One of them is that he could have changed to Moon Knight, like the Moon Knight abilities, into like his, that we saw at the end of the trailer. But typically, Moon Knight only comes out at night. That's when the powers of the Moon Knight does come out. That's when he is full powered. So, but he could have, and also he could have come out before. During the whole fight that took place before that, or the chase scene that took place before that. So it doesn't really make sense that that would happen. So I'm guessing Moon Knight does get, or he does get the powers of Moon Knight after this, as we see it when he's falling. It goes into a clip of him in Egypt and like the pyramid, and him looking like he's getting the powers. So I feel like that's what's going to happen. Now there was also about obviously things going around when Endgame came out, when everyone came back from the snap that Bruce did. There was things going about, what if people were in a plane, they would fall straight through because you were snap where you exactly were before, obviously the 5 years before. But the Russo brothers cleared this up, and about the people in the plane would fall through, and the Russo brothers said that Bruce put everyone back on the ground safely, and if the rumours are true about Stephen Grant falling at that exact point, he would obviously be put on the ground safely from the snap. And yeah, because we obviously see him falling, and if he does get snapped, then obviously 5 years later he would be put on the ground safely. So that, I think that would all make sense perfectly. And obviously later on in the trailer, I think it was just before, he gets a phone call who seemed to be surprised he's alive, showing the change in personality. Obviously his other personality could have been alive still, and maybe the other died. For example, the Stephen Grant could have died, or maybe no, the Mark could have died because he was obviously in the chase scene that we saw, and then Stephen Grant's obviously survived. And the woman says, "What is wrong with you, Mark?" And then Stephen Grant is like, "Why do you call me Mark?" So he's obviously confused as he's in the Stephen Grant form, or Stephen Grant personality. So that shows that obviously Marc Spector was because obviously probably thought that he died before, so that gives us another clue that he was probably snapped and came back to life. And yeah, once he gets on the ground, he might change personalities all of a sudden, which obviously we were just talking about. He might obviously be back to Stephen Grant, or maybe go back to Marc Spector and then be confused on what happened, because he doesn't really understand the change in his personalities yet, really. So yeah, I do think this is all hinting in the direction that he did get snapped, and that's what does save him. I think it's the only logical answer that we have for this, because obviously he's not going to die in this, because that does look pretty early on in the show, and obviously Moon Knight is not going to die in this show. I think that's pretty obvious. So yeah, I do think the snap is going to be the most obvious answer for this, with everything going on about, him being put on the ground safely from the snap, which he is falling, so he would be put on the ground safely, and with everything else, such as like them forgetting, or her not knowing about Mark's death, or him forgetting about Mark, you know, when she's confused about Mark still being alive and what is wrong with him after what he did. So yeah, it's all kind of puzzling together on what's going to happen in this show with that scene, and I think it's probably the biggest theory in the trailer. But there is many more with like Khonshu and stuff. So I will be getting onto that when the trailer 2 does come out. I'll be doing a breakdown of it. But if you did enjoy this video today, please like and subscribe. It's just a short video about what I think happened or is going to happen to Marc Spector or Stephen Grant, whatever you want to call because obviously personality disorder. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy this video today. I hope you had a good day. I can't wait for Moon Knight. I'm sure you can't too. I hope you had a good day, and goodbye.